Okay, so I need to say something. Like, I need to get on here and do my long legs review. God is telling me to do my long legs review and upload it to YouTube. Anyway, hi, it's Kellen. Welcome back to my channel. Let's start there. Anyway, though, I saw Longlegs yesterday. It's release day. There will be spoilers here, so feel free to, watch this later after you've seen the movie. Initial rating, actually on Instagram yesterday, I did a quick little no spoilers 1 minute review. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Honestly, in my head, I was really thinking 6.5 out of 10. So I'm going to actually say 6.5. Somewhere, it's somewhere between 6.5 and 7 if I'm feeling generous. But honestly, 6.5. And I feel bad for giving it that rating because, that makes it sound like it was, really shit. And it wasn't bad. But, again, spoilers ahead. I wrote this on Letterboxd, but first off, I just downloaded that. I'm obsessed with it. I've been saving stuff to my watch list. Okay, I guess the camera could be a little clearer. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I have been obsessed with Letterboxd. I think my username is KFBFF. It should be at least, so if you want to follow me on there, my Longlegs and everything I wrote in my review for Longlegs, I'm going to be saying here, probably a little more of. So don't read it if you don't, it's gonna be the same thing, but I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm paranoid. Anyway, that Ghost of Longlegs fucking haunted me. My fault. Anyway, let's start. Anyway, what I initially wrote on my Letterboxd review before I went in and gave it a more in-depth review with spoilers, I wrote, liked it, but ending left something to be desired, and this is what I also said on my Instagram review when I did that. And that's still how I feel today. Maybe it needs a second watch in a couple months, or maybe I need to watch a Longlegs Explain type shit. Maybe there was something I was missing, but I don't think it really wasn't, in my opinion, avant-garde enough to where I felt like I didn't. I think I understood everything that they were telling me. The things that I didn't understand weren't expanded upon enough, and that was my problem. But starting from the beginning, I thought it was very suspenseful. My fault. I thought it was suspenseful, and I liked it a lot. I thought the initial scene where Longlegs pops up, it just fucking cuts to him fucking mouth down. That was freaky. I didn't jump out of my seat scared, but I was like, okay. The fucking scene where she sees somebody in the distance outside her house. This is Lee Harker. She sees somebody outside of her house, goes out with her gun looking for them and stuff, and then in the background you see Longlegs walking into her house. That was pretty scary. That was pretty scary. I was like, wow. And then he leaves her the letter, which, you know what? Well, okay. I'm okay. Gonna come back to the letter, I guess. I don't know. I want to think a little more about it, but I did think that was scary. I liked her relationship with the black guard, or the black FBI agent. I can't remember his name. My fault. I will say this, and some people just naturally in life are just kind of weird and standoffish, but when she was interacting with the black FBI's agent daughter, Ruby, and she was very standoffish and didn't want to come in to meet his family, I thought that we were going to get a little later into the movie more of her childhood story, which we did get that, but an actual reason as to why she would not want to meet these people. And when she was talking to the daughter, she was on the edge of the bed, very, very stiff, not even looking her direction really. And then slowly over, Ruby asking her a bunch of questions, she finally opens up and kind of turns her head a little bit more to look at her, and kind of was, I don't want to say reluctant or hesitant, but you could tell she was, whenever Ruby asked her to come to her birthday party, she was not really knowing what to do. And I was like, okay, so because of all this we're seeing here, sometime later in the movie there's gonna be some type of explanation as to why she acts standoffish around families, doesn't really want to meet people, maybe a little more introverted. I don't feel like I got an explanation for that, because when it went into her childhood, I mean, yeah, we saw that she was supposed to do prayers. Her 9th birthday was weird. I don't really know how any of that related to her behaving that way, and maybe there really wasn't any connection, but I was like, it's such an odd thing to have in the movie. Because I was like, I don't really see what difference it would have made to the entire story if whenever the black FBI agent was like, come in and meet my wife and kids, and she was just like, okay, sure. And they came in and was, a normal amount of friendly, and when, in the daughter's room just talking to the daughter was, acted normal and not, awkward and standoffish. I honestly, I think, yeah, if she had acted like a normal person, like how normal people act in that scene, I don't really know how that would have impacted her character or any else. But it was just so, now that I'm thinking about it, because I actually didn't even include this in my Letterboxd review, because I didn't even think about it. But it really, now that I'm remembering the whole movie, I'm like, yeah, that really stood out. And for what I thought we were gonna get something a little later in the movie about, she had some type of childhood trauma, involving maybe her mother and her sister. And she doesn't have a sister, because whenever she would call her mom and her mom would be like, Lee, she would be like, yes, Lee, your only daughter. Like, this happened twice in the movie. If I'm not mistaken, that happened twice, because there was a scene where she was at like a payphone, and then there was a scene where she was at her house before Longlegs came in and left her that letter. I think it was definitely the payphone scene. But the one before Longlegs came into her house, where she called her mom, I think it was also, yeah, it's your only daughter calling. I don't really, maybe that had something to do with the doll, but the dolls didn't talk. So I didn't really get, I don't get that either. I don't really get that either. And I get, again, with dialogue, I mean, you have to make it seem like natural, but that wasn't that. I mean, that happened twice. If I'm not mistaken, that happened twice. It happened at least once, her being like, yeah, it's your only daughter. And again, maybe that was some foreshadowing about the dolls, but it's like, again, I mean, the dolls wouldn't be calling you, so that's where I'm kind of getting confused here. But again, once we went back to her childhood and learned a little bit more about it, really the only odd thing happening was her interaction with Longlegs, who she didn't know was Longlegs at the time, mind you. But like, why the fuck are you so awkward around people? Like, that's kind of where I'm missing that. Why wouldn't she want to go in and meet the wife and kids? That's where I'm kind of getting confused here. Right? And now that I'm thinking about it, why was she intuitive? I mean, I guess, I mean, when you meet a real psychic, I mean, there's no, I mean, generally they don't choose that life, but this is fiction here. This is a movie. I mean, maybe they didn't have to expand upon it. I would have actually rather have heard about why she was so goddamn awkward with Ruby and the wife, rather than why she was psychic. Because again, like, I mean, yeah, in real life, psychic people, like, there is no why, they just are. But again, this is a movie. It wouldn't have hurt you to have a little more explanation to there. Maybe it has something to do with the doll. That's my best guess as to why she knew in, one of the first scenes when they're knocking on doors, that she knew Longlegs was in that house, or that, his presence was in that house, really. And guess correctly. So I guess it has something to do with the doll if I have to connect it, but I'm like, I mean, we're just kind of throwing shit in here. Okay, honestly, it's giving 6.5. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's not 7. It was 6.5. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, everybody. It actually was kind of 6.5. But I mean, regardless of all that stuff, again, I did enjoy the good, I guess, first act. If you wanna be fancy with it, and honestly, now, I mean, when it came to the discovery of the doll, the one that was in the church, that was Carrie Ann. I don't want to say it started falling apart, but because there is another part later in the movie where I'm like, okay, I think we actually just completely lost it. Probably 2 more, but there is one that I have been considering in my mind that was like, okay, I think we actually really lost the plot. But this didn't help. I think we could have done something cool with the dolls. I don't think we did it, frankly. I'm trying to go in chronological order of the movie, but like, if we're gonna talk about the dolls, I have to talk about how, I mean, I can't remember when this was explained. Was it fucking, no, regardless, how it was revealed that, the dolls have basically Satan in them. And I mean, the very creepy, it was creepy, I'll admit, when the dolls had the black sheet over their head, you could see the eyes glowing through them. That was creepy. That was good. Why? I'm sorry. Like, am I stupid here? Like, why is that happening? Because whenever it showed Longlegs making these dolls, how would he make them haunted? Like, I'm sorry, like, is that a stupid question to ask? Because, like, I mean, I'm genuinely, like, curious. Like, why were they haunted? What was making them haunted? Was it the fucking human hair? Was it, I assume it was supposed to be the silver ball in their heads, but, like, why? Like, is there something I'm not, maybe I don't know enough about Satanism and, witchcraft and occult stuff like that, to where maybe if I, was more well read on that type of stuff, the metal ball would make sense. But I think I'm like most people, where we don't really know about that stuff. I think I'm like most people when we just don't really know about that type of stuff. So I don't even know if there is some type of connection. But I think it would have behooved them to explain that a little more to the viewer, because it's kind of like, again, like, why? And literally all we saw was, I mean, when we didn't even see him doing anything special making these dolls, like, besides, like, kiss them on the forehead and, like, be creepy with them. Like, there was really nothing that showed, oh, here's a curse. Like, again, and I think we could have even done something with the human hair, because when they took the Carrie Ann doll to the person that does autopsies, my fault, I can't remember what they're called, but medical examiner, I think that's what they're called. Anyway, but whenever they took the Carrie Ann doll to the autopsy, and the guy was like, yeah, this is real human hair, what's left of it. I'm like, okay, so maybe he took some of Carrie Ann's hair. Except, I mean, it was when it showed the Carrie Ann doll in its heyday, it was a lot of fucking hair. Like, it was down to, like, here. So it was like, okay, that hair is not just fucking going missing on a little girl like that and nobody's fucking noticing. So, but that would have made the most sense as to why it could have been haunted and, possessed. I think if we were going to use something, I think the human hair would have been easier for most people to understand. Because, again, if it did have something to do with the metal ball, I assumed it did. Because, yeah, with the medical examiner, my fault. Okay, hold on. When the medical examiner put, I don't even know what these tools are, but he put a tool up to the metal ball and it made creepy sounds. And the medical examiner was like, I could have sworn it was saying my ex-wife's name, because, it was just making, like, creepy sounds. I'm like, okay, why? I don't know if these are dumb questions, but it's kind of like, okay, like, why is it doing that though? Like, is there something I'm misunderstanding about, like, little metal balls like that? Um, my fault. I'm receiving text right now. But yeah, is there something weird about little metal balls that I just don't know about? Cause I don't know. I literally still don't know. But but I do think, again, to make it most easiest to understand for normal viewers, if there actually is something with the occult with the little metal ball inside a doll's head, was to do more with the human hair thing. Be like, most of the hair was a wig, but like right in the kitchen was like a little snippet of real human hair, and it ends up being whoever the doll is supposed to be. It's the human girl's hair, right? So if it was like Carrie Ann's doll, for example, it would have been a wig, and then just like in the back somewhere was a real, little piece of Carrie Ann's real hair. I think that would have made a little more sense to me, and I think most viewers, because pretty much everybody's familiar with the idea of a voodoo doll. Generally people do that shit with people's hair. I think that would have made more sense, because again, it's kind of, okay, why? Like, I don't get it. I didn't get it. Like, why is it possessing people? What is he doing? What is Longlegs doing besides saying Hail Satan that is making these dolls possessed? And whenever it got to the point where it was revealed that the dolls were causing the killings, it came in too late, because prior to that, and this was literally near the end of the movie when it was revealed that it was the dolls that were actually haunted. Whenever the mom shot Lee's child doll, and you saw like the fucking like dark cloud coming out of the metal ball in the head, and then Lee falls to the ground because like she can feel it. Why can she feel it? What did Longlegs like take from her to make her actually bonded to the doll? That's why I'm saying the human hair thing. We could have just done the human hair thing. I think that would have been way more accessible for people to understand, because I'm like, what the fuck does a metal ball have to do with anything? Again, and I'm just guessing, like, I assume that's what was making it haunted. Something he was doing to the metal ball. What was it, though? But the human hair idea, okay, so now people understand voodoo dolls. I think that would have worked a lot better. But yeah, that was near the end of the fucking movie. That was like last maybe 20 minutes of the movie. It was revealed that they were haunted. And again, it's kind of like, and I'm sorry, I keep saying it, but I mean, why? Why and how? And I get, some people or directors like to leave stuff for audience interpretation, but I'm like, I don't think this is audience interpretation. I just think you flat out didn't explain it well, or didn't expand enough upon it. But it's like, okay, and especially because it was really realistic. The movie was realistic with FBI agents. There was really no sign of any paranormal activity in any of Longlegs' killing, except for the fact that he was never in the house. And it was like, how is he getting these people to do this if he's never in the house? But it's like, I mean, sure, if you wanted to like immediately assume like he's doing something paranormal to make them kill everybody. I mean, I didn't think that, but I mean, sure, I mean, some people's minds might have gone there. But like, I mean, if you're gonna do a paranormal movie, do a paranormal movie. Don't make fucking literally most of it, like over 75% of it, make it seem like, it's realistic fiction, and then throw in something about dolls being haunted and their fucking red eyes glowing like near like the very fucking end. And I love a plot twist too, but like that was just kind of like, oh, okay. I don't think that they were used, the dolls, I don't think that they were used to their fullest potential, because it could have been really fucking creepy if they had, as soon as they found the Carrie Ann doll, or at least shortly after they found the Carrie Ann doll, they saw it do something fucking like creepy type shit. I don't know, but like something paranormal to where we could have gotten like, because that was a game changer once it showed the Carrie Ann doll. because we had not been told or introduced to that before. So yeah, if they had shown something actually paranormal, the doll fucking moving like Annabelle, maybe something like that, I think we could have understood and maybe not have been as surprised in a bad way. At least, I mean, other people really like the movie, so clearly this might just be me. But I feel like once it got to the mom shooting Lee's doll, the fucking black cloud coming out of it, Lee's falling on the floor because she could fucking feel it, I feel like that wouldn't have been so odd and so just out of nowhere. I don't want to say out of nowhere, but just kind of like we kind of would have already had an understanding of what was going on there, and it wouldn't have been like boom. Like I don't know. I don't think it was explained well. That's really the point I'm trying to make here. I think they could have been used better, and they just weren't, in my opinion. Moving on, though, I think that the movie actually did start to fall apart when they captured Longlegs and had him in for interrogation, and Lee went down and talked to him. Honestly, I can't even fucking remember a goddamn thing he said. Mind you, I saw this movie maybe fucking 25 hours ago at this point, like, or I don't know, maybe like 28 hours. I don't know, but honestly, I don't remember a goddamn thing that was being said there. I did see, though, that people were like making fun of Nicolas Cage for looking like Marilyn Manson, Michael Jackson. He had a really, fat face, and it was white. I don't really know why he looked like that, because I was all like, okay, like, that can't all be his face. Like, are there prosthetics on his cheeks? Like, that's what I was thinking. I was all like, okay, there's no way that's all his face. Maybe it is. I haven't looked up a picture of him, but I think he was creepy looking. Kind of odd in like kind of a caricature way, but like, okay, I can handle that. I don't think he was too ridiculous looking. And people also were saying that he was overacting. I don't think he was overacting. I thought he gave a pretty good performance, considering, clearly mentally ill. He's a serial killer, so if you're a serial killer, like, you are mentally ill, but also worshiping Satan, I'm like, okay, I can kind of get him acting like a lunatic, for lack of a better word, and like, being really grand in his gestures, some would call overacting. I think he overacted fine, and I think it was appropriate. Honestly, I don't think it was bad. I don't think his performance was bad, but yeah, I actually can't remember a goddamn thing he said, except for, I think it was, Lee asked him, who's the man downstairs, and, he was like, ask your mom, and then bangs his head out. Why? I'm sorry, like, why is he doing that? So we caught him, and like, he's literally the villain of the whole movie. And I will say this, I liked how before he was captured, we barely saw him. Like, we really didn't even see his full face. I can't remember the scene where we saw his full face first, but for a while it was just, this down, or again, we saw him blurry in the background when he was walking through Lee's house, and like, you could, I'm not good at saying this word, I said it on my Letterboxd review. Omnipresent. Okay, I'm done. Okay. I don't think that's how you say that. Okay, I'm actually not gonna try again. But he was that throughout the whole movie, and it kind of added to like his mystery, how we really never saw him like that. Very, very rarely did we actually see his whole face. And once we did, it was mostly here, like, where we did not really actually see his whole face or him at all. And like really up until he was captured, like, there were really only a couple times, and again, it got more and more as the movie went on, but like, it was just kind of like a creepy, ghost just watching over you is how it felt, and I thought that was good. And so then we finally get to this interrogation scene with Lee and Longlegs, and then, you know, this is the villain we're all looking for. I mean, yes, he has an accomplice, and we're gonna try to find out who it is, but, you know, then he fucking bangs his brains out. It's kind of like, okay, like, that was short-lived. Like, that's it. And I mean, like, I know they had to, you know, lead up to the mom being the accomplice, but I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess he had to die. I mean, I don't know, honestly. I mean, sure. I mean, fine. But I really, again, I mean, it was like, okay, well, there goes that. But then, yes, it is revealed later that the mother was the accomplice when she went to go, her and the Asian lady, FBI agent, went to try to tell the mom, okay, let's take you back to the station, we have a few questions, you know, literally just trying to ask her about the fucking 9th birthday thing. Mom comes out, shoots the Asian lady in the head. Okay, well, that does it. Then Lee runs out trying to find her mom, finds her mom with the Lee child doll. Mom shoots it, Lee falls to the floor, and then the next, I want to say 2-3 minutes, maybe even 5, I don't even remember, but talk about show it, don't say it. Because that just whole, somebody on Letterboxd called it like an exposition dump. And I'm like, yeah, it actually was. Because why are you just telling us, the mom, he came to me when you were 9, and, you know, to spare your life, I had to do things for him I didn't want to do. And also, it's like, when is this being said? Because whenever Lee woke up, she was by herself. So I'm like, when is this even being said? I'm sorry, when is this even being said right now? How does Lee find this out? Was this a fucking psychic thing? Like, I mean, sure. I mean, it can be. But, like, when is Lee finding out about this? Is my question. And why are we as the audience finding out like this? Like, I feel like I think even just whenever the mom was shooting the doll, I mean, I think maybe not everything, but could have said, I made a deal with him, I have to do this, you know, for you, I did this for you, some shit like that, shoots the fucking doll. Something like that, I think we would have got it. And then if you want to somehow add back in the flashback scenes to where the mom is delivering the dolls to other families, I mean, sure. I mean, you can try to slip that in. I'm not saying it wasn't entertaining, so I'm like, I mean, sure. I mean, look, I'm not a fucking filmmaker, so, like, you can, I don't know, you can find a damn way to slide those in and make it more natural. But yeah, once, I mean even watching in the theaters, I was all like, why the fuck is she just talking right now? Like, show it, like, I don't want to hear about it, I want to see it, or at least in a more creative way, and then Lee gets up after this exposition dump where we learned that the mom has been the accomplice for Longlegs this whole time and has been the one delivering the dolls. Lee gets up, she's disoriented, she's walking around, the fucking phone rings, she picks up, creepy voice saying, "You're late for Ruby's birthday party." Who is that? I'm sorry, like, I'm not, who is that? Who's that on the phone? Is it supposed to be the devil? That's my best guess, because Longlegs is dead and does not have access to a damn phone. Who is that on the phone? Sorry, like, not to be fucking fun police, but, like, who was calling? Anyway, though, she gets over there. The mom is there and has delivered Ruby the doll. Lee walks in. The black dad, the black FBI agent, like he's acting weird, and looks angry. And then like the wife is like, hey, like how about you go get the cake from the kitchen, husband? And he's like, yeah, how about you join me? I mean, I think it happened like this. But okay, regardless though, they ended up saying, okay, let's both go in. And the husband was like, okay, actually no, I'll be coming back, but you won't be coming back, talking to the wife. So I mean, they go into the kitchen. He stabs her to death, and Lee is out there with Ruby and the mom, like they're having a little confrontation. And also before the FBI agent killed his wife, like Lee is trying to tell him like, my mom's the accomplice, like you cannot, and like she's like, you know, crying and shit like that. I mean, the doll got him, so he's not listening, and that's why he ends up going to kill the wife. Like, okay. Anyway, yeah, when he is killing her, Lee is having, you know, a confrontation with her mother. The mom is like, if I don't keep doing this, you know, we're both gonna burn in hell. Black FBI agent ends up coming back out. Lee shoots him. Ends up shooting the mom. Tries to shoot the doll, but no bullets were left. And she grabs Ruby and is like, let's go. Movie ends. Where was the conclusion? Literally, where was the conclusion? Like when it ended, I was like, okay. And that's what, when I said the ending left something to be desired, that's what I meant. Because I'm like, okay, I think we actually could have added probably no more than 20 minutes, and I think that's generous. Some type of ending that could have actually like wrapped it up better, like in a nice little bow. But like that did not eat. I'm so sorry. Like I like, okay, done. Like that was literally all you had to do, was just kill them. And the doll, literally, you didn't kill the doll, so like, okay, what's going on with that? It was just kind of like, I don't even know how you would wrap it up. Like, they didn't even fucking explain enough shit to where I'd be able to like tell you, this is how you wrap it up. I'm sorry, but like, again, I think we had, again, maximum probably 20 more minutes. I think we could have wrapped it up a lot better than that, but it just ended, and it was like, okay, I'm getting up out of my seat now. It didn't move me, honestly. Like, now that I'm going back through it, like, I'm looking at more of a 6 to 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't terrible, and I did see a little bit of the marketing for it, and I thought it was really creepy. And I really like, you know, like the scenes where you saw the red eyes glowing through the doll's black blanket that was over their head. That was creepy. It was creepy. I just remembered I said I was gonna come back to the letter that Longlegs gave Lee. I don't even have anything. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just kind of like, okay, because like, she never ended up telling the black FBI agent about it. And I guess it was for, you know, how he's like connected to her, you know, from since she was 9. But like, I don't know. I mean, sure. There are worse critiques I have of the movie, so I'm like, okay. I don't know. I'm actually not gagged by it at all. Now that I'm going back through it again, I do think like, And I mean, I'm just gonna keep this short because I really don't even have much to say about it either. But like, Carrie Ann, when she visited Carrie Ann at the mental hospital, forgettable. I'm glad everybody else liked it. I mean, also, and again, it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. It had potential, but like again, once I really do think that once they captured Longlegs, I think it just fell apart after that, because it was just like, oh, I don't even know how to describe it. It lost it. I think it lost it. And then trying to add in how like it felt last minute adding in how the dolls were paranormal, had the devil in them. Again, it's like, okay, you didn't even show anything. Just because you worship Satan does not mean that you do fucking witchcraft, okay? Like, I'm not... You could just worship Satan and, like, that's it. But that doesn't actually mean that you magically get fucking powers, can possess everything you touch. Like, so... Like, there is a little more to it, and I wish we could have seen that when he was making the dolls. Like, I mean, literally, like, pretty much the only thing that we saw, besides him, like, you know, talking to Carrie Ann's doll... whatever the fuck he said to it. I mean, it was a T anyway. But and kissing it on the forehead. There was one. He kissed on the forehead, and it's like, okay, was that it? Did he just have to kiss him on the forehead, and so now they're fucking possessed and gonna kill the fucking family? It didn't make sense. I'm sorry. It just wasn't expanded upon enough. I mean, I really don't really have anything else to say. But let me know what you guys thought about Longlegs down in the comments. Maybe I'll do more movie reviews. Want to start posting on here more consistently. Maybe I'll do that, maybe I won't, but it's nice to be back. But like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon if you want to see more from my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.